20 minutes into a range day, I stood there with a safe 9mm. Everybody swears is the answer. And I still looked like a rookie, not some dramatic kaboom. Worse. Little ugly problems that make your stomach drop when people are watching. A guy behind me goes, "That's your carry." And I felt my face get hot. In 2026, with prices doing what they do and everybody acting like their pick is proven, I got mean about it. If I wouldn't trust it when I'm rushed, sweaty, and annoyed it didn't make this list, I don't care how famous it is. And I'm not proud of what got cut. A couple automatic recommendations died right in front of me. One pistol on this list made a gun I trusted for years look like a bad decision in public. Another one made the list, and I still hesitate saying it out loud. And there's an obvious 2026 pick missing because I'm not lying for your feelings. 2 weeks ago, the timer beeped, and my hands did that dumb shaky thing. Forearms pumped, fingers stiff, grip starting to slide. I ran one string so ugly I wanted to blame the ammo just to save face. Walther PDP Compact came out of my bag like a spite move. 3 buddies on the line, all carrying different guns, all talking like they always do. We're doing rapid transitions. Draw, move, snap to steal, reload under the timer, do it again. My mood stayed bad, and my shooting matched it. Here was my bias. That PDP trigger felt too nice. Nice triggers are cute when you're fresh. When you're tired and sloppy, crisp turns into oops. Early break, send one, look stupid. That's what I expected. It didn't happen. The PDP kept breaking clean, even with my grip falling apart. Recoil stayed flat enough that I quit fighting it and just shot. My hits tightened up while I got worse, and that pissed me off because that's not how most popular 9mm act when you're off your game. Then my buddy with the expensive pistol stops and goes, "What the hell is that? It looks like you're cheating." That's why it survived the cut. I tossed a pile this year. Too big, too tiny, too average, too yeah, but if it needs defending in 2026, it's not worth buying. The only thing that's still rubbing me wrong, it's thicker than the true micros. Hot day, thin shirt, it prints. I catch myself checking it. It replaced stuff I trusted, and I keep waiting for the bill. Fort Worth, glass counter, usual shop. I asked about the Beretta PX4 Storm like I already knew the punchline. Dude behind the counter didn't even look up. Nah, better options now. Cool. I dropped it. 10 minutes later, I'm still in there pretending I'm just browsing, and I catch him reach under the counter, not the display. He pulls a X4 like it's not for the room, slides it to a guy who walks in like he's done this before. No pitch, no small talk, just, "This is the one you asked about." Guy buys it, leaves. I waited till the door shut and went, "Thought you said better options?" He smiled and stayed quiet. That silence made me mad enough to chase it. I took a PX4 out on a range day where I already shot like crap. Rushed draws, sloppy transitions, reloads with my brain half asleep. The kind of day where modern pistols start acting picky and you start negotiating with them. The PX4 didn't negotiate. It ran boring. It stayed flatter than it had any right to. When my grip got stupid, it didn't punish me with surprises. And that's the whole 2026 filter. If a pistol needs excuses, it gets cut. This one stayed. I still don't love it. It's an oddball. It feels like a gun you don't understand until you need it. What I carried after that was supposed to be the safest answer on earth, and I hated how quickly it made me stop looking. Parking lot trade, tailgate down. Wind shoved receipts around like it wanted to vote. His pistol looked better, cleaner, upgraded. The kind of modern answer people shove at you when they're sick of hearing Glock. He stood there calm, like he'd done this swap 100 times and watched guys thank him after. I picked it up, ran the slide once. Yeah, it felt right. This should have been easy. Then he reached for my Glock 19 Gen 5. At the exact same time, I reached for his, and my gut went cold. Not excitement, not nerves. Cold. Like I was handing over a sure thing for a story I told myself. Because I wanted to be done with the Glock conversation. And I already tried to replace the 19. More than once, every upgrade came with a little bill. Holster drama, weird little issues, yeah, but moments that showed up right when I stopped paying attention. I always ended up back here, annoyed at myself, holding the same boring brick. So I went through the motions anyway, nodding, checking mags, acting like the deal already lived. He watched me for 2 seconds and asked, "You good?" Short. Heavy. Because I wasn't. If this is better, why am I hesitating? No clean answer. We stood there a beat too long, then I pulled my Glock back and killed it. That's why the 19 stays on a 2026 worth buying list. It doesn't win pretty. It just makes everything else feel like a risk. What came after that? It wasn't plastic and it wasn't forgiving. The CZ Shadow 2 Compact sat in my safe like a punishment. I wrote it off months back. Too heavy, too competition, not a real carry gun. I didn't even hate it. I just stopped respecting it. Then, a few Saturdays back, out on a private range outside San Antonio, we ran force-on-force style work with some serious dudes. Cover, movement, fast decisions, not range day. The kind of training where your brain gets loud and your hands do dumb stuff. My main carry gun started giving me little problems mid-string. Nothing dramatic, just enough to make me lose trust in it right in front of people who notice. That little pause where you feel naked and pissed at yourself. I snatched the Shadow 2 Compact out of the bag as the backup I already judged. Expected it to feel like a brick and drag me down. First press, and it was like somebody swapped my hands. Trigger broke clean, like snapping a dry twig. The gun stayed stupid flat. I'm moving, shooting around cover, reloading under stress, and it kept stacking hits exactly where they needed to be. I went from oh shit to what the hell. Fast enough the guys around me got quiet. I tried to make it act like a diva. Pushed it harder, waiting for it to show me why I benched it. It never did. Now, I pay the price and wait. 12 hours on the belt, you feel it. Not theory. Real. But I stopped calling it not for carry because it already embarrassed that opinion in public. I sold the SIG Sauer P365 X-Macro twice. First time, I told myself it was too small and too snappy, and 17 rounds in a micro was me being a drama queen. I regretted it in a week and bought it back like an idiot. 3 months later, I did it again. Same speech, same ego. I'm overcomplicating carry. Both times I was wrong. The punch came on a normal Tuesday in Austin. Running late, half-dressed, grabbed the first serious full size I saw because my brain equated weight with competence. By the third gas stop that day, my back was pissed. The gun printed every time I bent, and I kept doing that little shirt tug like a nervous habit. I felt stupid because none of it was necessary. I created the problem on purpose. That night, I dug the X-Macro out and put it on, and I hated how immediate the relief felt. It disappeared better than guns with half the capacity. It carried like it had no right to, and it shot like it wasn't even in the same size class. I stopped noticing it on my body, which is the whole point, and also exactly why it scared me a little. One real inconvenience. Spare mags feel thicker, and pocket carry stays basically dead. That's the tax. And what I reached for after the X-Macro, it was an old school chunk of metal that made modern carry feel like a lie. Earlier this year in Dallas, somebody I know needed a pistol for a few days. Doesn't shoot much, not a gun guy, temporary. I had smarter options, smaller, lighter, stuff that makes sense on paper in 2026. I still handed him the Beretta 92 FS, and the second it left my hand, I felt sick because now it wasn't my gear, it was my decision. I'm driving home replaying every dumb way this could go wrong. Wrong lever, wrong grip, weird panic moment, some midnight noise, and a mistake that doesn't get to be taken back. I almost turned the truck around. I didn't. I just stared at my phone like it owed me an update. 2 days of that. When I finally asked how it went, I expected questions. I expected, this thing's huge, or I don't like the controls, or anything. He just shrugged and said, didn't have to think about it. That line hit harder than praise because it meant the gun didn't add a problem. No surprises, no drama. It didn't demand confidence from somebody who didn't have any. That's the filter. In 2026, worth buying isn't what feels cool in your hand. It's what stays simple when responsibility lands on it. I still don't like that the answer is a heavy old Beretta. I hate how right it is. And the last gun on this list, that's the one I kept for myself when I wanted zero excuses. And it stayed there. My phone buzzed while I was halfway out the door in Arlington. Not a "what gun should I buy" text. One of those messages that turns your stomach a little because it meant responsibility just changed hands. I walked back to the safe and stared at all the stuff that looked cooler than it had any right to. The flashy option, the trendy option, the one that needed me to explain it like I was defending a bad tattoo. And that's the whole point of this list. If I had to give a speech to justify it, it already got cut. So I grabbed the S&W M&P9 M2.0 Compact. Not because it impressed me, because it didn't require faith. It didn't require just run it a little more. It didn't require me to warn somebody about quirks like I was handing them a project. I clipped it on, did the stupid little real-life checks people ignore. Shirt, belt, seat belt, bending over, quick draw from concealment, and it stayed boring. It sat where it was supposed to sit. It pointed where it was supposed to point. No drama. That's worth buying in 2026. The gun you can recommend in one sentence: buy it, carry it, stop shopping. Only flaw? That grip texture. On a hot day against skin, it chewed me up like it took it personally, and I still picked it because everything else I wanted to love needed a speech. If you watched this list and got mad, good. That means you heard the title. I didn't build this for brand loyalty. I built it for 2026 money and 2026 reality. The guns I'd actually tell a friend to buy, carry, and stop thinking about. No pity spots, no. But mine runs. If it needs defending, it needed replacing. Now what 9mm turned into regret in the first month? And what 9mm stayed boring when you were tired, rushed, and not shooting your best? I'm Steve. There's still one on this list I catch myself side-eyeing. I carried it anyway, and I hated that part.